Good morning. Hello, Julie. Welcome back. Naomi, good morning. Kerry, good morning. Might just be a very small class today, which is beautiful. If you have a bolster, it would be great to pop that next to your mat this morning. If you don't have one, you might have a couple of cushions or a pillow. And I thought we might actually start in a seated position this morning. But of course, if you're not feeling 100%, feel free to lie down. But we're gonna actually start off with a meditation this morning. So even if you're sitting in a chair or sitting on some support, so just taking these first few moments to gather what you need, and then giving yourself a little bit of time just to settle into yourself as you are. So feeling no desire to change or fix or do anything right now. Simply allowing the breath to flow in, allowing the breath to flow out. So we're dwelling in the space between no longer and not yet, bringing our full attention to this present moment. So we might just work with the waterfall breath. Haven't done this for a while, but a beautiful practice to just help us let go of anything that we might sort of be carrying at the moment or be worrying or resting on our shoulders, any weight, any worries. With this breath, if you can't quite remember, we take our awareness to the base of the spine, and in our imagination, we visualize the breath flowing up the spine, all the way up through the back of the neck, back of the head to the crown top. And then as we exhale, so we imagine the breath is like water, it flows over down the forehead, and then we blow the breath out through the mouth. So it's like a waterfall, letting go. So we'll do 5 of these. You can just go at your own pace. As you breathe in, your awareness travels up the spine, the back of the neck, back of the head to the crown top. And on the exhalation, you visualize the breath, the water flowing over your forehead, down the front of your face, and you're blowing the breath out through the mouth. So 4 more of these with the real feeling that you are letting go with the outward breath, washing away that feeling of cleansing, not holding on, not gripping. Letting go, letting go, emptying out. And when you finish the 5 breaths, there's no hurry. I invite you to have the eyes closed or just with a soft downward glance. And I invite you to draw your gaze now down towards your heart space. So bringing your attention now down below the neck and tuning into the quality of energy which surrounds and fills your heart. Noticing if your heart is feeling heavy or tight, congested, or perhaps your heart is feeling light and soft, expansive, spacious. Feel the space within your heart. Is there some sadness or grief? Or perhaps no feeling, a sense of numbness? Begin to breathe into your heart and allow the muscles around your heart to release. So this morning's practice is inspired by my favourite Rumi passage. And even if you've heard this numerous times, I think it's really good to revisit it every now and then just to remind ourselves. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So beginning now to breathe the flavor of love into your heart. And noticing how your heart begins to respond. Breathing in the flavor of love, the light of love, compassion, forgiveness, joy, acceptance, warmth. Pour love into your being. And notice as you do this if there is any resistance. Or can you allow the energy of love to expand more and more and more? Your heart becoming a little lighter, spacious, a little more open and expansive. Breathe love into your heart. And notice now that your heart energy is beginning to fill your whole chest. And it continues expanding to fill your whole body, from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. If it feels okay to do so, allowing your heart energy to continue expanding so that it moves beyond the parameters of your physical body. Heart energy now surrounding you like a bubble, perhaps a particular color. Can you see yourself in this bubble of love? Soft, warm, spacious. Continuing to allow your heart energy to expand outward so that it begins to fill the room you are in, filling the space you are in with the energy of love, the light of love, compassion, warmth, acceptance. And perhaps taking this meditation one step further and allowing the energy of love to move out beyond the four walls of your home to fill the suburb you are in, the state you are in, the country you are in, and the entire planet. So everyone and everything on our planet is touched by the vibration of love, the energy of love. Perhaps imagining that you are wrapping the entire planet in a blanket of love, peace, compassion, warmth, sending love out into the cosmos. And then very slowly beginning to retract your energy, draw your energy back into yourself, reconnecting with your physical body and your heart nestled inside your body, breathing into and out of your heart. You might like to rest your hands over your heart center now and say to yourselves a few times, I release all resistance to self-love. I release all resistance to self-love. So the practice this morning is focusing on our heart space, our energetic heart, and all of the parts of us that are connected to the heart. So the upper back, the shoulders, the arms, the fingers, the lungs, the thymus gland. So working with these areas, but also uh, working to develop greater compassion for ourselves and others. So just to stoke our heart energy, strengthen our heart energy a bit more, we're going to incorporate some humming this morning and directing the vibration of the sound into the heart center. So we might work with 5 of these now. Just exhaling all breath and then breathing in. So 4 more. this one. Mm. And gently release the hands. If the eyes are closed, just blinking the eyes open. And we're going to come up now to stand. So just take your time, no hurry. I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. I'm going to start off by tapping the whole body. So we'll bring the hands down to the top of the right foot, and then we're just going to start to tap all over the top of the right foot, and then the ankle, and the calf and the shin, and the right knee all around, and our thigh all around, and the right hip, and the buttock, lower back, and the abdomen just on the right side, and the rib cage, and the chest, shoulder, upper back, and the armpit, and then coming all the way down this right arm. And to the hand, both sides of the hand. Back up again, and then we're going to go lightly on our neck and our jaw, cheek, and the ear, temple, forehead, top of the head, back of the head, side of the head, and then we're swapping over. So left side of the head, back of the head, the forehead, the temple, the ear, the cheek, the jaw, the neck, upper back, shoulder, armpit, all the way down this left arm, down to the hand, both sides of the hand, and the chest, rib cage, abdomen, hip, buttock, lower back, and then down this left thigh, all around, and the knee, left shin and calf, ankle, and top of the foot. Good. Coming up, we'll go straight into some bouncing. So feet hip width apart, little bend in the legs, and up and down, up and down. I'd like to shape the arms, perhaps let the shoulders lift up and down a little bit. So just exaggerating that movement, perhaps swaying, blowing the breath out through the mouth. Good. And we'll just slow that down and make sure you're not going to bump into anything. We'll work with our lovely flowing twists. So just letting the arms wrap around the body. And bringing them up a little bit higher, up to chest height. And all the way up overhead, looking up, stretching up. Good, and back to shoulder height. And back around the waist. Just letting the arms slow down and release. All right. So we're still in Tadasana now, feet hip distance apart, toes spread, inner arches lifted. We're just going to come down to do a little bit of work with our hands and our fingers. So just taking one hand up, doesn't matter which one. We're just going to, with the other hand, bend the little finger down. And as we're doing this, we're pushing the palm up towards the sky. So just stretching the fingers and then bending the ring finger, middle finger, index finger and thumb. Good, and let's do the other side. So little finger pushing the palm up, ring finger, bit of a crack there, middle finger, index finger, and thumb. Good, give the hands a shake. And then working to our wrists, so bring the elbows into the side waist and making some nice slow circles with our hands. And reversing. Good. And then making fists with the thumbs tucked inside, and the same thing, nice and slowly, little circles. It's amazing how, I don't know about you, but that feels so much stronger. There's actually pain when I do it this way than without making a fist. And reversing. Good, and release again, just give them a bit of a shake. Focusing now on our shoulders. So as we inhale, squeeze the shoulders up towards your ears. Hold, 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 and drop it down. Again, lift the shoulders up, hold that tight, and release it down. And one more. I'd like to take the head from side to side this time. And drop it down. All right, this time we're going to take the arms out to the side and we're going to turn one palm up. I haven't done this for ages as well. If you can't remember, just have a look. So we're just going to turn the hands. So palm up, then palm down. Palm up, then palm down. Just nice and slowly. And just feeling into your shoulders as you work with this movement. How the shoulders feel, might feel quite different. Each shoulder, each arm. Keep breathing, keep the face soft. If the arms tire or there's quite a bit of pain, just release them whenever you need to. So we'll do a couple more. Lengthening right out into the fingertips and release. Just let the arms swing a little bit. All right. A little bit more work for our arms and our shoulders. So again, the arms come back to shoulder height. And now we're just going to make very slow circles, but we're actually spiraling. So each circle is a little bit bigger than the previous one. And again, if this becomes too intense, feel free to release at any point. Make sure the toes aren't gripping the earth here. Feet, toes are relaxed. No tension in the mouth. Good, and when you can't make those circles any bigger, then we're going to reverse. So the other way, circling the other way, and this time each circle is a little bit smaller than the previous one. When you come back to center, just again, just swing the arms, let them be relaxed. All right. This next practice, I really love this. I don't know why. We don't do it that often. It's a very powerful breathing practice, and it's really good for opening up our lungs and our heart. And I think it's a bit of a detoxifying practice, if I remember correctly. So you will have done this before, but I'll just show you one and then we'll do it together. So the arms start in front like this. As we inhale, we bring the arms up in front. We hold the breath and take the arms out to the side. Then we, while we're holding the breath, make fists as fast as we can. Don't hold so long that you're sort of gasping for breath when you need to exhale. When you need to exhale, and just take a breath in between the rounds. So we'll do 5 of these. I think this is also very good for opening up the bronchial tubes. All right. So 5 of these. Let's exhale all breath to begin. And then breathing in. Take the arms out to the side. So you're holding the breath as you make fists. When you need to exhale, you lower the arms and take a breath. So remember, it's not a competition how long we can hold the breath. Just work with your own breath, your own body, being guided from within, being guided by your breath. So when you're ready, number 2, inhale the arms up in front, take the arms out to the side. We're holding the breath as we make fists as fast as we can. When you need to exhale, you release the fists and lower the arms and take a breath. So 3 more, just go at your own pace, working with your breath. When you finish those 3, just pausing back into Tadasana, mountain pose. Perhaps a gentle smile on your lips and just noticing what's going on inside of you. Noticing the effects of that practice. How do you feel? Okay, so another wonderful, simple heart lung opener. This time we're going to breathe in through the nose as the arms come up in front, grounding down through the feet, and then we blow the breath out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth. Continuing. Finish the one you're on and we'll work with 3 more. When you finish, back into Tadasana. And then bring the hands over your heart center. You might like to close the eyes for a moment. Breathing into and out of the heart. Let's come back to our humming and we'll work with 5 rounds. Exhaling all breath. As we breathe in, we take the arms out to the sides, opening, lifting the chest, the heart, and humming back in. 4 more. Last one. Take a breath. And release the arms down. Let's work now with a balance. So if you're feeling a little bit wobbly, have a table or chair near you or a hand on the wall. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot to begin. And then we're going to pick up the right. Now, if you feel really wobbly, you might even have that right foot on top of the left like this. And we're going to bring the hands up just in front with the palms facing each other. If we can, we're lifting that right leg up so that the thigh is parallel to the floor and the foot is flexed. And we're trying to just relax the shoulders, not let them creep up around the neck. So we're dropping the shoulders, lengthening up through the crown top as we feel that beautiful connection with Mother Earth beneath the left foot, and breathing. If you want to try challenging yourself a bit this morning, you might like to try closing the eyes. And then we'll slowly lower the right foot, release the hands down, back into Tadasana, take a breath. And then shifting the weight into the right foot. So left foot either on top of the right or we're lifting that leg up. Hands are up in front, palms facing each other. Lengthening up through the crown top as though there's an invisible cord lifting you up towards the heavens. Shoulders relaxing down. Heart moving forward. Breathing into and out of the heart. Perhaps closing the eyes. And lower the foot and release the hands. Take a breath. We're going to work with our flowing bird, and you might like to imagine that you're your favourite bird. The heart chakra, the element connected to the heart chakra is air. So as we're working with this, we might like to really feel that beautiful, that sense of spaciousness, the air, the space around us, and just enjoying that feeling of freedom, what it would be like to be a bird flying through space, through the air. Turn around. So feet hip width apart. When we breathe in, we're going to raise the arms up. And then as we breathe out, bend the legs. Legs can stay bent or straighten here. And then inhale, coming up. And exhale. So again, just go at your own pace with your own breath this morning. Staying with your breath. Staying with your experience in this moment. So just finish the one you're on and then work with two more. And release. So we're going to come down now to the mats. And if you have got your bolster or pillows or cushions, we're going to come into supported child. If you don't have any supports, you can just do your favourite version of child without the support. But otherwise, bolster in between our thighs, arms forward, and then you can just turn your head to one side. So just feeling that beautiful support for the heart space here. A softening under the heart, so a little bit of protection for the heart, this pose. So as we know, this is a beautiful position if we are feeling a little bit fragile or a little bit vulnerable. Just taking a moment to listen to your heart. Perhaps your heart has a message for you this morning. And then if your head is turned one direction, just gently turn the head the opposite way now. You might like to say to yourselves again a few times, I release all resistance to self-love. I release all resistance to self-love. All right, over the next couple of breaths, just preparing to slowly come up and remove any of the supports from beneath you, and then just coming into extended child. Seeing if you can wriggle your fingers forward an extra centimetre or two as you sink your buttocks back towards the heel. So feeling that beautiful two-way stretch through your back, your spine. Breathing into the back of your heart, so the area between the shoulder blades. And then on your next inhalation, let's come up into cat. And then we're going to tuck the toes and move into down face dog pose. On the next inhale, we lower the knees back into cat and exhale child. So we're going to work with a few of these flowing sequences. Inhale cat, tuck the toes, down face dog pose. Lowering the knees back down and sinking into child. So breathing into cat, let the heart lead in cat, the face soft, down face dog pose. Back into cat and child. Breathing in, tuck the toes, into dog. Let's pause for a breath here in down face dog pose. Lowering the knees and into child. Inhale cat. Down face dog pose, staying for 2 breaths this time. If you're a bit congested this morning, you may not want to stay, so please make the practice work for you this morning. Modify when you need to. When it's time, lowering the knees and into child. Inhale cat. Down face dog pose, up to 3 breaths this time. Lowering the knees and child. Okay, 1 more of these. Inhale cat, tuck the toes, up to 4 breaths here. Make sure the head is relaxed, the neck, fingers spread wide, breath flowing. When it's time, lowering the knees and into child. And we'll just take a rest. So you might like to make fists with the hands and rest your forehead on your fists. Or you might like to bring your arms alongside the legs with your forehead down on the mat. And then slowly, slowly coming up to sit. So either in a low kneel or coming up here. I thought we might go through a few rounds of a kneeling salute. A nice tall upright spine, the shoulders relaxed, lengthening up through the crown top, skin of the face soft. Exhale all breath. Breathing in and coming into extended child. Inhale, cat, tuck the toes. Exhale, down face dog pose. Back into cat. And extended child. Now sliding along the floor, coming through into a low cobra, bend the legs, back into child. Inhale, come up. And exhale. So do 4 more of these. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, cat, tuck the toes, down, face dog pose. Lowering the knees, into child. So sliding along the floor, lifting up, bend the legs, back into child. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, cat, down, face dog pose. Back into cat and child. Inhale and back. Coming all the way up. And exhale. Okay, 2 more without my voice. When you finish, take a breath or 2. And release. All right. Let's come back onto our hands and our knees. Any problems with the wrists, you can always make fists with the hands. Our knees are together, and we're going to come into gate pose, Parigasana, so a side stretch. So if you're not, can't quite remember this, just feel free to watch and then join in. So as we breathe in, we're going to turn to the left. We extend the left leg long and we raise that left arm up. If we've got our balance, we can look up, otherwise just look forward or down. As we exhale, we come back to neutral. So inhale, turning to the right, extend the right arm up and exhale down. So moving from side to side, breathing in, lengthening up and breathing out. Turning to the right and now this time we're going to hold. So turning to the left. And if you'd like to take it a bit further, we'll turn that left arm and extend that left arm over the head. And you might like to, if you've got your balance, lift that left leg up, flexing the foot. So ideally that left leg is parallel to the floor and breathing, smiling. Can't take ourselves too seriously. Good. And then lower down. And let's do the other side. Inhale, turning to the right. So we might turn that right arm, extend the right arm overhead, and then we may like to lift that right leg up, flexing the foot, and breathe, and lengthen, and smile. Good, and coming back to center, and release down into child pose, take a little rest. So I thought we'd have a go this morning at our cat twist, Paravritti Marjariasana. So we come up onto all fours, knees are back to hip width apart. Let's place the right palm underneath the heart center. And as we exhale, we're going to slide that right arm under the left, bringing the right side of the face, the cheek down onto the mat. Now we can stay like this, or we can bring the left hand onto the sacrum. We can stay here, or extend that left arm up. Again, depending on your neck, you might look along the floor line, or you might be able to look up towards your left thumb. And breathe. And lower the left hand, come back to neutral, all fours. And then we'll do the same the other side. So left palm under your heart center. As you exhale, sliding it through and under left side of the face on the mat. So right hand can stay on the mat or come onto your sacrum, perhaps even extend up into the air. And breathe. One side might feel quite different to the other. That's okay. We're just noticing what we notice. It's information. And we're not judging. And bring the right hand down. And come back into child and take a breath or two. All right, let's slowly come up. So we're going to work now with one of the most beautiful heart-opening practices, which is supported fish. So if you have your bolster or pillows, cushions, or if your back's not feeling terrific this morning, you might just even grab a blanket and just make a sausage dog, roll your blanket up like that, and just lie over that. So something a lot lower. Otherwise, take something a bit higher. Any neck issues, remember we need to give ourselves some support. So I might grab a blanket or another little pillow and pop that to the back of our head. If you're feeling a bit, the body's going to cool down a lot now, so have socks on, if they're not already. And you might even like to cover yourselves with a blanket because we're going to stay here for about 5 minutes. And the other thing I thought you might like to incorporate with this practice now is the heart mudra, which you haven't worked with for a long time, but it's a beautiful practice if we are feeling that our heart is very tight at the moment or heavy, if there's a lot of grief So it's very good for heartbreak and as well as any problems with the physical heart. So Hridaya Mudra, heart mudra, we bring the index fingers into the root of the thumb. So we tuck the index fingers in under the thumb, and then the middle and ring fingers touch the tip of the thumb. So index fingers tucked in, middle and ring fingers touch the tip of the thumb. Little fingers are straight. So wherever your arms are on your hands, you can be holding this Hridaya Mudra. Well, the arms might be overhead. And once you come into position, just seeing if you can let go a little. And just focusing all of your awareness at your heart center. Breathing into and out of this space. And you might like to say to yourselves again a few times, I release all resistance to self-love. I release all resistance to self-love. If you notice thoughts creeping in, that's quite normal. Rather than getting frustrated with ourselves, we just gently guide our awareness back to the here and now, to the heart space. Feeling the breath flow into the heart, breath flowing out. In the earlier meditation, if you experience the energy of love as a particular colour, you might come back to that colour and imagine as you're breathing in that you are breathing in the colour of love, the energy of love, the flavour of love, filling yourself with that energy, that colour. What does the sensation of love feel like within you? How do we recognize love within us? What does it feel like? Just another minute here. If your arms are overhead, I gently invite you to bring the arms back down by your sides. Safest way to come out of this pose is to roll to one side and come up that way. If you know your neck's really strong, you can sit straight up, but just be very careful. And just move the bolster out of the way, and we're going to stretch our legs out in front and work with a gentle counter pose for that back bend, and come also back to our humming. So feet are hip width, legs are hip width, feet are flexed. Might be sitting up onto a folded blanket for a bit of extra support. Arms are just down alongside us. So we'll work dynamically. We'll inhale the arms up, and then we'll come forward humming. And we're going to do 5 of these. So let's exhale all breath. And then breathing in, raise the arms up. Coming forward. Inhale, raise the arms up. And coming forward. So 3 more in your own time with your own breath. And then inhale, raise the arms up. No humming as we just lower the arms back down by our sides. And take a breath. All right, we're going to just work with a little bit of breathing before we go into a guided relaxation. So I'm going up closer to you. Just come into a nice seated position, supported position, where you feel that the spine is nice and upright with a minimum of effort. So continuing with this focus on the humming, but adding an extra element. So this is Brahmari pranayam, our humming bee breath. In the ancient scriptures, one of the ways, the Hridaya Kasha is the Sanskrit term, and one of the views or the beliefs of the heart is that it's sometimes called the cave of the bees. So this breath is actually, well, it's a breathing practice. It's also considered a meditation practice in its own right, but it can really help to awaken and charge our energetic heart center, Anahata chakra. So we can just sit and do the humming just like this with the eyes closed, but the traditional practice is to actually close off our sense of hearing. So you can either do it like this or just like this, depending on if your arms get tired like this. So we might do 7 breaths. So either just sitting without closing off the ears, or if you'd like to, incorporating blocking off the sense of hearing. So we'll just start together and then you count 7 breaths in total. So let's exhale all breath and then breathing in. When you finish, just releasing the hands down. And without disturbing yourself too much, we'll come to lie down for Shavasana, relaxation. Please gather all the support you need to be comfortable and warm. Sighing the breath away. Just giving yourself permission now to relax and enjoy this time of deep, nourishing rest. Relating to yourself with great kindness and care, tenderness. So now very gently allowing your attention to return once more to your heart center. The part of you where compassion, kindness, and care for your own struggle, as well as the struggles of others, reside. Focus on the kindness and compassion and love that is within your heart. Notice the gentleness of your heart energy, the love, the compassion that is there for you and there for others. Notice the kindness and love that are part of your heart center. And if you find it challenging to feel love for yourself, I invite you to recall someone in your life who loves or loved you dearly. It could be a beloved ancestor, a sibling, a friend, a pet, spiritual teacher, or deity. Choose one being who loves or loved you in an uncomplicated way. Bring this being to mind and imagine gazing at yourself through their eyes. See how they see you with eyes of love for you. Breathe in the flavor of this love, the energy of this love, the color, the texture of this love, and breathe out. I release all resistance to self-love. Allow yourself to rest. Rest in the gentleness you are experiencing. Rest in the love and warmth and compassion you are experiencing. Fully receptive to the love, receptive to the compassion you feel deep within. And then very, very slowly start to deepen the breath and bring your awareness back into your room, into your physical body, wriggling your fingers and your toes. You might like to bend the legs and just bring the hands to rest over your heart center once more. Just staying there for a few moments and just closing in a moment, but just like to share once again that beautiful passage from Rumi. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And let's gently come up to sit. Bring the hands together at the heart space. And bowing the head down towards your heart, honoring yourself, feeling love for yourself, and thanking yourself for joining with me this morning to do this beautiful practice of self-love. Namaste. Thank you. Go gently, go lovingly into the rest of your day, and see you again soon. Bye.